Well, hello and welcome back to Cozy Couch Corner for tea and tarot. Well, I decided to make my weird day a little bit weirder. If the weather wasn't weird enough, from really dark and raining, windy all the time, and then bright sunshine, and it just seemed to cycle through that, I decided when there was a sunny bit, I'd go out slow walking. Now, slow movement is to help regulate the nervous system and slow the nervous system down. And a normal person probably would have started in their house doing things. I just thought, I'll walk up my street, I will, slowly. It's harder than you think, though. It's not, I'm not a fast walker. I'm not. And most people would consider me slow. But to slow your nervous system down, you got to go even slower than that. And it wasn't quite really slow motion, but it was slow. And it was an odd experience, especially as I didn't think anybody was out. And then I had to speed up a little bit when someone wanted to pull into their drive because I was in the way, and I couldn't go really, really slow because they think I was taking mick. So, excuse me. So I had to sped up a little bit then, but I managed mostly slow walking, and then I looked at the flowers on the way, got to the end of the road, debated whether to go any further, and because there's dark clouds looming, I thought, no. Stood at the end of the road and looked at the clouds, and some of them were backlit with the sun, and they looked really 3D and really stood out, and that was interesting. And then turned round and ambled slowly back to my house. And then I tried to move slow when I got in my house, and partly it's almost like, when kids are playing and not so much outside, but when I was inside, there's a joy to it. It's funny. It's like, yeah, like a child messing about, really, and just sort of pretending. And yeah, there's something in that. And I did slow washing up and slow tea making, but I think I have to do a lot more slow to get my brain to calm down. So it's definitely worth doing, definitely interesting. And I needed to go outside and get some sunshine. So I have to try and do that again. A couple of cars went past, and it's not a busy lane. Um, Nobody stopped to ask me if I was all right, though, because you must think something's a bit weird when someone's walking along the street very slowly. And it's trying not to get into that mindset of like feeling elderly or infirm. It's just like try remind myself. It's like a meditation, isn't it? It's like a walking meditation, or at least it would be if my brain shut up. I'm hoping if I can slow my body down and slow my nervous system down, then with any luck, my brain will follow. There's always hope, isn't there? I'll, I'll do the tarot. Right. Okay. What message do you have for us for Friday, the 12th of September, 2025, please? Oh, oh, I didn't know whether the pack was going to split or not. It sort of hovered about and I carried on shuffling. And then when I went back to get another lump, it opened. So you'll remember this one. It's the 7 of coins. Burn it. Okay. I thought I got a no, and then I got a yes. So let's read this one. That is the 8 of Cups. So, what is the 7 of Coins want to tell us today? What are we focused on? Where's our time and attention going? And how's that affecting us? Is that helping to bring us joy? Is that helping to lift us? Or is it dragging us down or stressing us out or giving us anxiety? Yeah, I've got looking up. So looking up. Looking at what? What are we looking up for? Looking up to higher things, to things unseen, to try and get the bigger perspective. Because when we get very focused, especially if we're sort of anxiously focused, our focus narrows right down, and it's like there's nothing else in the world except that one thing. And sometimes focusing on one thing, especially if there's chaos going on around us, can be helpful temporarily. But if what we focus on isn't doing us good, if it's not healthy for us, if it's causing us anxiety or stress or making us depressed or feeling inadequate or anything like that, then that's not what we want to be focused on. And we don't always notice. That's the thing. We don't always realise what we're doing and what has taken our time, our attention, our focus. And we can get ourselves in a rat tizzy. Yeah, look at the clouds. That's what I did today to slow down. If you got interesting clouds, stare at the clouds. It'll make you stop. It'll make you focus on something else, unless you're obsessing about clouds, in which case, find something else. But it is quite calming just to look at the sky. And especially the clouds aren't moving very fast or barely at all, that can actually slow your system down, because your system's going to try and regulate with that speed. What is that thing? There's a word, and I can't remember the word, where things synchronize. Like, I'm sure you've been there. If you're in a room with someone who's extremely anxious and you're not watching yourself, you're going to end up with the same anxiety. Has to do entrainment. That was the word, entrainment. It's like when people listen. Is it binaural beats? Although that's two different things to do different sides of the brain, so that's doing something else. Drum beats. You can regulate your system with drum beats as well. And I think people entrain brainwaves. I think people I can't remember whether people can do it with heartbeats. Yeah, there's some weird stuff out there, isn't there? Some weird stuff in here. So, what do we? Okay, got a clear no then. So we're not doing the other one. So yeah, being aware of what we're focusing on and making sure that it's doing us good and not causing us problems. There we go then.